Hello Keto family, it's a beautiful day down here in South Louisiana. My name is Barry and I am the Cajun Keto Chef. Today by popular demand, people want to know how to make a Cajun Jambalaya, but not only that, it's going to be what? A Keto Jambalaya. So we're going to rock and chop and we're going to run right to the kitchen. Let's go. Okay guys, we're doing the cauliflower rice, and as you notice, I have a food processor. Many people that I've talked to have used the frozen cauliflower. I personally don't care for it because it gets a mushy texture. We're going to first go ahead and use fresh cauliflower, and I'm going to show you how to use it in the skillet to where it's going to come out just almost as closest thing I've had to rice. And we're going to have a little texture. We're going to show you a little seasoning that you've never seen before here in a moment. So let's go ahead and hit this last piece. And we knock this out in just minutes versus using a grater that I've seen a lot of people use. It doesn't take but a second using a food processor. The four meats that we're going to use in today's jambalaya are Boston butt cubed up, chicken. I'm using the chicken thighs, a little tasso, which is a Louisiana favorite. It's actually like a ham, but it's smoked and cured and has some Cajun seasoning. And I'll tell you what, it's beautiful. And also some andouille sausage. So we're going to go ahead and start with the Boston butt and throw it in the skillet, in the pot. When I throw it in here, I'm going to let that sear. I'm not going to be messing with it very much. I'm going to let it cook down for a little while before I actually touch it again. So it's going to sit here for at least 5 or so minutes before I move it again. I want that sear. I want that beautiful crust on the bottom. That's where all the flavor comes from, my friends. So we'll be back here in a moment. We have seared the pork. If you notice, we did not turn it around too much. We did not play with it. But if you notice right over here, that's what we're looking for. We're going to start building all these beautiful flavors in the bottom on the crust. We're getting ready to add some onions here in a moment. That's going to be the next step. So we are getting it done, my friends. We are getting ready to add a half a stick of butter. And we're going to throw in the onions. And we're going to get the next level of flavor on the bottom. That truly is all the flavor, my friends. All the flavor. We're going to do a lot of flavor layering here in a moment. And we're going to go through all those steps with y'all here in a moment. As you can see here, we got 1 large onion or 2 mediums. We're getting ready to add that into the bottom of the skillet. See the color right there? That's what we're trying to achieve. When you have a jambalaya, you don't want it to be a pale brown color. You want it to be a dark brown. That's what gives you the beautiful color and, more importantly, the beautiful flavor. So we're going to look at this in a little while after it caramelizes and we build a little bit of crust on the bottom. Like I said, that is where the flavor comes from. All right, I want y'all to look at the color. It's starting to get a little bit of this brownish looking color. It's actually, we want it to get it a little bit more, but we're going to add the tasso now, which is a Louisiana favorite. We're going to add that next. And we're going to let this cook down for a while, probably about another 15 to 20 minutes. And we're going to look at it here in a minute, but we're looking for that little crust on the bottom where we get the beautiful flavors of a jambalaya. All right, the next step, we're going to start working on the cauliflower rice. And there's a couple steps that we're going to do today. They're going to amp it up to a flavor that is second to none. We're going to add a little bit of avocado oil to the bottom. And also a half a stick of butter. And we're going to start, we're going to melt that down a little bit. And we're getting ready to add the raw cauliflower. Now, a lot of people that I've talked to use frozen cauliflower, and I personally don't care for it because it gets mushy too quick. I much prefer the raw cauliflower. So we're going to add that in there. And we're going to sear that and take the moisture out of the cauliflower with the butter and the avocado oil. But there's another step that y'all have never seen before. We're going to add about a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of Trinity. Y'all heard me talk about the Trinity many times. This is going to add flavor that y'all have never seen before. So we're gonna let this sear down for a little bit while we're waiting on the onions over here. And you can see the color we're getting now. That's what we're looking for. We want that brown color to give us color for our cauliflower, for our jambalaya. Because you cannot add rice to this, as we all know. We are all on keto. But we're gonna make this taste amazing, my friends. It's gonna be so good. All right, you see the color of this? See that dark brown color? That's what we're looking for. Now we're getting ready to add the andouille sausage. That is smoked sausage here in Louisiana. We're gonna add that and let that cook down for a few moments. And you see the chicken that we have here. We're gonna add that last because I don't want to overcook it. So we're gonna let this cook down for about 10 or 15 minutes. And then we'll add the chicken. Okay, we got the onions cooked down and tasso is working real good. Now we're gonna add another flavor, the Trinity. So we're gonna add this bell pepper, onion, and celery. So we're gonna knock this out. We're gonna let this cook for about 30 minutes and let that reduce down a little bit. And then we're gonna add the chicken. And we're getting close, my friends. Oh my goodness gracious. I can actually smell the butter and the caramelization of the onions. That's what we're looking for, my friends. It's getting right. We're getting ready to add the chicken. And we're gonna let that cook down for about 10 or 15 minutes. And if you can look, we're layering all the different flavors as we speak. Doesn't it look beautiful? I mean, this is really a beautiful meal and so simple. That's what Cajun's are all about. We got all the meats in there. Look at the color. That's what we're looking for. And of course, we have to add another level of flavoring. We just added the Cajun Gold. That adds another dimension to the flavor. But look how beautiful. That's what we're looking for. We want this brown caramelization. The moisture's cooking out. And you see that on the bottom? That's what we're looking for, my friends. That is what we're looking for. All right, we're getting ready to add about a half a cup or so of stock. Maybe a cup. And we're gonna let that cook down a bit to tenderize the pork. And then we'll add the cauliflower and we will be done, my friends. Look at that. Is that beautiful? This is Cajun cooking, my friends. All right, guys, we're reducing it down. We are incorporating all those flavors on the bottom of the skillet. We are getting ready to add the cauliflower rice. We are now done. I'm excited about my jambalaya. We had a little process of layering different flavors, and I've invited my good friend Dave, Chef Dave from Cajun 180 to do a test with me. And if you would, go ahead and try it.
I'm gonna dig in, man. So look, I've been watching you do this whole process right today, and I think it's phenomenal because I'm not a keto chef. You're the keto chef.
Right.
And look, I'm Chef Dave from Cajun 180. I work in spices and seasonings, and I cook professionally and on a competition circuit and whatnot. You know, I can't wait to dig into this because I want to try and see what the keto thing really is all about. So, man, you're doing a phenomenal thing. So I'm going to grab my hardware out of my chef coat here. Go. And I'm going to dig in here and let's see what we have uncovered here. Now, Barry, look, from the Cajun tradition, right, we talk about the depth of flavors. So what I want to do here is I want to taste, number one, I'm going to taste your cauliflower here, which is your substitute for rice.
Is that good? Oh, you convert it?
Dude, that right there, just the cauliflower alone, I can eat. That is an excellent source or substitute for rice. Cool thing about jambalaya, we talked about layers and flavorings and the flavor layers. So each thing that you have in here, you have tasso, sausage, and chicken. So what I want to do is I want to grab a little bit of the sausage. And this is the cool thing, because every bite is going to be different. Oh.
That andouille, which basically is a Louisiana smoked sausage, it's phenomenal. Came out perfect. Keto family, you just can't beat this dish here. I promise you.
Keto family, I'm going to tell you from a standpoint, from a traditional chef in cooking Cajun food, this guy has nailed it. This is so close to what we would consider a traditional jambalaya. Wow. This is fantastic, man.
Thank you.
So let me get into this pork. Oh, man.
Came out all right.
All right.
Well, Keto family, we have been blessed by the Cajun spirits. Y'all will be blessed when y'all knock this one out. Love y'all all. Goodbye.